Today I'd like to talk about an expert witness, someone who knows what they're talking about, and the illusion these people often create. And I'm in the construction business, I'm a general contractor, and I've had to deal with a lot of experts, so-called experts. And one time it was a home inspection expert. This guy was looking at a apartment project that we had worked on, and he wanted the owner of the property wanted to meet with the people who had just finished working on the project so that they could get some background on the project, any problems and stuff like that. So right when we went in, I was instructed to keep my mouth shut. Really isn't going to do a lot of good. How many times do you run into a situation like this? Someone hires you to do a job and you can't do your job because your hands are tied. You know, maybe you work at a child, at the social services for children, and your boss tells you you can't spend a lot of time on this one case that needs more attention. You got 50 other cases here. Just get through them and get them done because there's 50 more coming next week. So we run into stuff like that a lot. Now, this home inspector was supposed to be a qualified home inspector. He knew a lot about buildings and stuff like that. Well, it didn't take me long to realize that he didn't know enough about the buildings to ask the right questions. And now, this takes it down one path. You don't know enough to ask the questions is kind of like one avenue that people take. This isn't going to be beneficial to the person buying the project. If you don't know enough information, you can't ask the right questions. Now, the other avenue that makes it just as bad is going the other way and knowing all of the questions to ask, but you can't ask them because maybe somebody bribed you. Maybe somebody has instructed you not to say anything. Now, this could happen if this person was hired by the real estate professional selling the property. And again, this stuff happens all the time. You know, in the construction business, I've seen some things that really are deceptive. They give you the illusion that somebody knows what they're talking about. They give you the illusion that these people are your friends, they're on your side, but they really aren't. So the next time you see an expert at something, an expert, a doctor, a dentist, don't just assume that these people are experts. I've seen dentists that have been in the business for 20 years that I'm sure they're qualified. I actually had a couple of them work on me. These people really gave the impression that they were qualified, but they were the one guy that I worked with that worked on my teeth was always selling me something. It was like he was upgrading me. Well, eventually it got to the point where he sold me something that was expensive, some plastic braces, and they weren't helping. They didn't do what he said they were going to do. And I had to take them off and get rid of this guy. And it kind of like what I'm telling you right now, you should be paying attention to. Just because you go to a doctor, dentist, professional, contractor, I don't care what it is, and these people give you advice, they give you information, they sound like they're helping you. Don't just assume that you know, they might be self-serving. You know, I mean, don't think that they're looking out for your best interest all the time. Kind of got to put the thinking cap on here. And are they really serving me, or are they serving themselves? Kind of a thing. So watch out for experts or so-called experts. I've been in the construction business for 30 years. I've gained a lot of knowledge through reading, working in the field, doing a lot of different types of jobs in construction. I consider myself to be an expert. I've also worked around people that have worked just as long, if not longer than me, and they're not even close. They really don't have a lot of knowledge. They know how to create an illusion, but they really don't know all the nuts and bolts to everything. So don't get caught up in the experts, because one of these days you'll probably find yourself falling into the same trap that most of us have fallen into in the past, just like what happened to me with the dentist.